You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Philip Kaufman, filling in for Julia Wiegand. A Hazel Township man was arrested and charged with several drug offenses after he was found at a motel back on August 31st. Hazleton narcotics detectives were searching for 35-year-old Michael Bodnar and Kaylee Smith, who were reportedly staying at the Penn Terrace Motel on East Broad Street. Officers approached their room and learned that the two had fled by leaving through a window. When they were quickly apprehended, Bodnar admitted to having illegal drugs inside the room. Officers found drug paraphernalia, over 500 packets of suspected fentanyl, meth, marijuana, and prescription drugs. Bodnar was charged with possession with intent to deliver, possession of drug paraphernalia, and flight to avoid apprehension. Smith was arrested on a warrant out of Carbon County. Police are working several leads in connection to 4 recent drive-by shootings across the Wilkes-Barre area, 2 of which occurring in broad daylight. Shots were fired into a home on Hudson Street around 10 Monday night, and a security camera captured a white car driving on Goringer Avenue in Hanover Township early Saturday morning. Then shortly after 7 Sunday evening, a white sedan was seen driving on West Division Street as shots were fired. Video surveillance also captured a white vehicle driving in the Iona section of Hanover Township, where shots were fired around 2:30 a.m. The most recent occurred around 5 p.m. Tuesday, where dozens of shots were fired near the Sherman Hills apartment complex in Wilkes-Barre. Investigators believe without a doubt the incidents are all connected and advise the public to be aware of their surroundings. No injuries so far, but police fear the worst unless everyone involved is tracked down. Investigators urge anyone with information to contact Wilkes-Barre Police. The American Legion in Weatherly will be honoring the lives lost in the September 11th attacks. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has the details on when and where you can come out to join the ceremony.
The Weatherly American Legion Post 360 will be hosting a September 11th Patriots Day 20th anniversary ceremony this Saturday at the Post building on 360 Veterans Lane. The day will begin with a tribute to first responders.
Saturday morning, the unit will be having a breakfast for area first responders and veterans to honor them for their service and sacrifices that they make every day in order to keep us safe.
The 20th anniversary remembrance program begins at 1 o'clock.
The program will include the raising of the Freedom Flag, which the Freedom Flag Foundation is trying to get adopted across the entire country as the national flag of remembrance of 9/11.
Local officials and members of the Weatherly Area School District will be participating in the program, including history teacher Shane Moran, who contacted the Freedom Flag Foundation in order to bring a piece of history to the borough.
We finalized plans in May, early June, and we received a piece of steel, which is ours on loan for an entire school year till next August for the students to use as a focal point, a discussion point, as a piece of remembrance, a piece of something to a tangible piece of history. And anytime you can see and hold an artifact like that piece of steel right there, that's truly a meaningful moment. And to tie it into the Freedom Flag and the symbolism behind the Freedom Flag made it just even of a greater importance.
Several Weatherly ministers will ring bells and recite poems to honor those whose lives were lost in the attacks.
We see things throughout all of human history, and we know that the world is a broken place, and on 9/11 it was a tragic day, and it was just proof of the brokenness of this world. And faith is something that we can cling to, that we can be reminded that as broken as things are and as hurt and that we can sometimes be and saddened by all these things that happen around the world, we can cling to the God that we know is going to make all things right in the end.
An open house follows from 1 until 4 p.m. where residents can come out to pay their respects.
There will also be a flag, an American flag, with the names of all those lost. on 9/11 on display.
Everyone is invited to attend the Remembrance program that takes place this Saturday, September 11th at the American Legion Post 360. In Weatherly, for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Plans are in the works to replace a deteriorating bridge in the Valmont Industrial Park. Members of the Valmont Industrial Park Association, West Hazelton Borough, and Can Do met Wednesday to discuss plans to make extensive upgrades to the J.C. Drive Bridge. The bridge virtually cuts the industrial park in half with truck and employee traffic from the park's nearly 50 industries. So the project will require detours, with one entrance serving the north side and another serving the south side. Bridge inspections are being done frequently to ensure its safety until the project, which is expected to cost $1.5 million or more. The project is tentatively scheduled to begin on or around October 1st. Governor Tom Wolf requested that President Joe Biden declare a major disaster in Pennsylvania following Hurricane Ida. Wolf cited that Pennsylvanians need and deserve critical support as they recover from the significant damages to homes and public infrastructure caused by the heavy rainfall, severe flash flooding, and tornadoes that Tropical Depression Ida brought upon the state from August 31st through September 5th. The governor also requested that the Hazard Mitigation Grant program be made available to all 67 counties of the Commonwealth. The Mahanoy Area School District put a halt to a few school bus routes after losing another 2 drivers Tuesday, as the shortage continues to cause transportation problems. Routes 9 and 10 in the Barnesville area of Ryan Township will not have service through the end of this week, while Routes 3 and 4 will suffer a similar fate starting Monday. Students in Gilberton, Mahanoy Plain, Maysville, Yatesville, Hills Terrace, Trenton, Park Place, and Delano will need their own transportation to and from school for the time being. The district expects the need to remain at critical levels over the coming months and projects that the impact it's having on their ability to provide consistent service could ride well into the 2021-22 school year. Mahanoy area lost 7 drivers in the last year, including 2 on Tuesday for various reasons, including resignation, termination, and medical issues. Treasures and top quality items galore at St. Gabriel's Flea Market this weekend, and we got a sneak peek at what you can find when you stop by. Here at St. Gabriel's, volunteers are preparing and setting up their flea market coming this weekend.
Happy to report we're having a wonderful, we're called our flea market, which is open September 10th and 11th. It's Friday and Saturday, and we're going to begin on Friday at 4 o'clock until 8 p.m. And on Saturday, we'll be here from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. And you'll really enjoy coming here. We have one-of-a-kind, many different items, all kinds. You name it, we have it. And I want to thank Wyln for this wonderful time that they've afforded us to alert the public to this wonderful event. We have a tremendous team who work very, very hard, and they're very energetic, and hours of work they're giving.
So what all can you find when you come and stop by?
I would like to point out some of the things we have. Over there, we have a wonderful book nook, we have a wonderful jewelry department, and we have household small appliances. We have glassware, and we have kitchenware, flatware that serves 12, and we have a wonderful variety of purses. And as you can see behind me, we have wonderful things too. We have tricky trays, beautiful Afghans, and they're magnificently handmade, plus other. On Saturday, some of our best bakers, and on Saturday we'll have a light lunch. It'll be barbecue and hot dogs and beverage.
All of the proceeds from this event are to fundraise for the renovation and restoration of this beautiful and historical church.
And all funds raised will go toward this wonderfully historically designated, magnificent architecture and rich in art. And it's really a jewel in our community. And it's our place of worship of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and we want to keep it in its pristine beauty. And we welcome you. Please come to Holy Annunciation Parish. It's 122 South Wyoming Street in Hazelton, Pennsylvania. And do come. We will welcome you with open arms, and you won't regret coming here. You'll find something you never thought you'd find before, and you won't find it in a store.
You heard it here, folks, this weekend on Wyoming Street to find something you've never found before and give your support to a historical local church. Coming up on WYLN News, it's Hunger Action Month. Plus, it's also week number 1 in the NFL. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's WYLN forecast is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. We've got 3 locations now. We have 2 locations over on Airport Road with a huge selection of used cars, over 220 used cars on the ground. And at our Mazda location on Airport Road, we got a bunch of pre-owned cars.
They're all clean and ready to go.
So with over 200 cars on the ground in the Greater Hazleton area and over 2,000 online at blazealexander.com, make sure when you're in the market, you check us out and find out where we have the cars to take the deals those other guys don't.
The Giant Company kicked off its 30 Days of Hunger Action in honor of Hunger Action Month. The Giant Company is teaming up with its customers and supplier partners to raise awareness, donate funds, and volunteer to help eliminate hunger in communities across its 4-state footprint. According to Feeding America, an estimated 42 million people, including 13 million children, are facing food insecurity this year. Visit the Giant or Martin's websites to learn more about what the Giant Company has planned throughout September. Our WYLN sports crew is gearing up to bring you game number 3 of the 2021 high school football season. We kick off with some live Bulldog Cougar action tomorrow, September 10th, when Hazleton makes their way down to Crispin Memorial to face Berwick. Tune in for your Friday night fill of Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and our WYLN sports crew, bringing you the event, not just the highlights. Sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. No plans tomorrow night? No problem. Got some? Well, cancel them. Instead, tune in for your weekly dose of Friday night football and all the live local action right here on WYLN TV. And WYLN's all-time OT hero, Marty Burns, has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. So, let's talk sports.
Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Blaze Alexander Family Dealership Hazleton, and here we are. Week number 1 of the National Football League schedule kicks off tonight. Some key week 1 games. Everyone wants to know what the Eagles are going to look like. They travel to Atlanta. Pittsburgh, do they have another run in them? They have a tough test as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Jets get a look at their old quarterback, Sam Darnold, as he starts for Carolina against those Jets. Everybody talking about those Cleveland Browns, how much improved they are. We get to see a test right off the bat against defending AFC champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Those New York Giants are home. How much will Saquon Barkley play come Sunday has yet to be determined as they host an improved Denver Broncos squad. Monday night, the weekends, as the Las Vegas Raiders are home against one of the top teams in that AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens, but everything kicks off tonight with the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers raising their Super Bowl banner, and then we'll play the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys, are they ready to take over the NFC East? Everybody's been waiting for them to do so. Is this the year? And can Tom Brady do it one more time? He starts off tonight. NFL is back. Let's send it to our quarterback, Phil, at the news desk.
Thank you, Marty. Coming up on Maysville's News Choice, we take a trip down to the Hillside SPCA and Community in You. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 4. Stay with us.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns, host of Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton Area High School football. Join us every week as I'll be joined by head coach Dennis Bookman as we go over past Hazleton Area opponents, we'll look ahead to a future opponent, and have a guest from the Cougar football program. That's all this season on Sports Talk, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner.
Imagine how inconvenient your life would be without power. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you will have power when you need it most. Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted.
The Wire Guys, 1338 North Church Street, Hazel Township, 570-459-3345, and visit us at homewireguys.com.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783. Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
Bad weather, hanging out there in the distance, keeping your pets safe. It's always advised to have a pet emergency kit on hand. That would be food, extra medications, pet information, about your pet, shot records, things like that. Identification on your animal is important as well. Microchips are great, however, they might end up at a place that doesn't have a microchip scanner. So I had just seen somebody on the internet suggest writing the information, the dog's name and a phone number in marker on their bellies, you know, so that it's obvious. Ideally, you want to be prepared. You want to make sure that you have something to take your animal with you. Again, the emergency kit, not only for your family, but for a pet as well. It's hard in a flash flood situation, but if you're prepared, you can do it. So many animals get lost. Please don't ever leave an animal behind. Please don't do that. That is one of the cruelest things I think that you can do. before you grab your suitcase, grab your animal. Bottom line, it's imagine being left behind when there's chaos going on all around you and you don't have your people. So again, being prepared will alleviate that. Know where you're going in an emergency situation, have your emergency kits prepared, and you won't ever have to have a problem with your animals. So that's important. I think the airlines have specific, when you're traveling with your pets on airlines, I think they have specific requirements which I'm not aware of. I know smaller dogs can go under the seat. Other dogs have to be transported in the cargo area. Make sure when you're making your arrangements that they have safety measurements in place for your animals that will be traveling like that. If you're not taking your animal with you, please make sure that you let them or leave them with a reputable person who's going to make sure that they do not escape while you are away. We have that happen so often, and it's detrimental to trying to get a dog that's in an unfamiliar area. So you want to make sure, leaving it with a neighbor, or unless they're extremely trustworthy, kennels are best. Yeah, they're secure. Not to say that they can't escape from there as well, but knowing your dog and sharing the information about your dog with wherever your dog is staying is important. Leashes are invaluable. Whoever's taking your dog needs to keep your dog always on a leash when you're not around. It's just really, really important to make sure that you have them with someone that is responsible and can handle and deal with your animals so your animals stay safe. And that's an important part of travel as well. If they're not going with you, you want to make sure that they're safe where they're at.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton, has the healthcare you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
It's high school football time. Watch WYLN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just a highlight, like only WYLN can. The Game of the Week on WYLN TV is sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. For the best in local sports, watch WYLN TV 35. The event, not just the highlights.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Lauren Sacco's leading the way again into part 4 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Hazleton City Councilwoman Lauren Sacco. Now, Lauren, what are some of the biggest achievements and also the biggest challenges you've faced, whether it be on City Council or with We Are Hazleton, even at the former Y or Frankie's?
Oh, that's a big one. Some of our challenges, so I'll start with the Y. I used to be the president of the board of directors with the Y. When it came very close to us almost losing the building and losing total control, I removed myself to put someone that could focus, Megan Kennedy, who is a great Hazleton native face involved with a lot. She focused on the particulars. How can we get it back up and running? And I didn't also actually want it to become a conflict with the city, because the deeper we got into it, the more we realized it was a little screwy and a little hairy. So there's a clear line between the two. One of our biggest accomplishments with that building is we have not technically necessarily lost it. We still have a very strong glimmer of hope, and we're about 95% of the way of where we need to be for that. So hopefully I do a segment with you on that reopening. Another big challenge is when I stepped onto council, it was in January, and then second, third week of March, COVID hit. So everything that I was trying to learn and understand, we were all Zoom, everything was virtual. It was very, very overwhelming, because I really didn't have a clue of how everything operated, and we kind of were mismatched and hodgepodge and disheveled. But we rose to the occasion, and I worked with Jamira Montero, who is a chiropractic assistant up at our office, and we did videos to translate for people, because the information was coming out faster than we can keep up with. Information was changing daily, and every, say 3-4 nights, we did a video right in my house. I put all the phones on the bookcase, and what I would say to the public of what was going on, she would translate it. We stepped up to the plate tenfold as a city. All departments worked together when COVID hit, and we made sure people were taken care of. People did not go without a meal. We did meals every single Wednesday. Between myself and the mayor, we cooked pasta, whatever we really could get our hands on in bulk. We cooked pasta, we cooked chicken, we had meals sponsored from other restaurants. People came out of the woodwork to make sure that the elderly and the homebound didn't go without a meal. And a big challenge with Frankie's was we have reinvented the wheel and changed ourselves 10 times in the last year with COVID, like everybody else. And our box pizza product has taken off tremendously in the grocery store. And COVID has taught me to cut the fat off of a lot of things that I was very fluffy with. And we've got very dependent on family. My mother and my sister have stepped up down the restaurant. They've always been front and center, but even more so because we are dealing with a shortness of employees and hands like everybody else at the moment. So we cut the fat, depended on one another, and have tweaked our business model to just depend on the three of us.
All right. All right, everyone. Check back tomorrow night as Lauren continues leading the way into part 5 of this week's segment. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.
Welcome to Sports Talk here on WYLN, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedic and sports medicine partner. I'm your host, Marty Burns. I'll be joined this week by Hazleton area head football coach Dennis Boatman. We'll have a special guest from the Cougar football team. Look back to a tough game against Harrisburg and a look ahead to their first road trip of the season against Berwick. And guess who else is making that road trip? That'll be us at WYLN. So fans, you'll be able to see Friday night's game here at 7 o'clock. Cougars, Bulldogs here on WYLN, something to look forward to. We got something else to look forward to after the break. We get to hear from Coach Bookman as Sports Talk continues right after this.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Having a trusted local healthcare partner who knows you and keeps you well is vital. Lehigh Valley Health Network's Vital Choice program is a free wellness program for Greater Hazleton area residents ages 60 plus who like having choices in healthcare. Vital Choice gives you access to your choice of doctors, your choice of healthcare services, and free and discounted fitness, wellness, and social benefits without limiting you to one insurance provider. Learn more at ldhn.org/vitalchoice or call 501-7444.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Hazleton. Let's make this the summer event. Put you and your family in one of these great looking Grand Cherokee Limited L's.
We have over 8 in stock.
Or if you want something more rugged, how about a 2021 Ram Rebel? How about the 2021 Jeep Renegade? Save over $5,000. We have over 25 to choose from. Whether you're looking new or used, stop down and check out the huge selection of Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and you'll find out why we take the deals those other guys won't.
2020, it was certainly challenging, but now there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is certainly bright. Enjoy our world-renowned water parks, classic resorts, breathtaking views, fabulous food. 2021 has arrived. We are back better than ever. Let's enjoy it. Find your enjoyment waiting at PoconoMountains.com.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783. Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on WYLN, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedic and sports medicine partner. I'm your host, Marty Burns, joined as always by Hazleton area head football coach Dennis Bookman. And Coach, before we get started about Harrisburg, I wanted to ask you something a little bit off track. Watched a lot of college football this past weekend, and you got to hear a lot of the commentators talk about one of the differences from last year to this year with the fans in the stands is teams adjusting the crowd noise. And I really hadn't thought about it too much, so I figured I would ask you, has that been an issue for your team? You know, you had minimal fans last year. Now you can have as many fans as you like in the stadium. Has crowd noise been an issue for your team, getting used to it again?
I'm glad you brought up that point because, first of all, I'd be remiss to say that we've had spectacular crowds from my understanding, our first 2 weeks, and the community support is something we certainly cherish. And I know to our players, they love playing in front of a home crowd, their family, their friends, the community. As far as affecting us, I don't truly believe that it affects us at all. When you're out on the field, coaching, playing, you're kind of locked in, so to speak. We do have, adjustments and checks for that if we need to, if that noise becomes an issue. But overall, I think it applies a little bit of energy for our guys when they see, once again, their family and their friends out there. I know they enjoy playing in front of, people. Personally, as a coach, you don't really know who's in the stands. You don't really pay attention much. But to that point, I know our players love playing in front of our crowd.
And you had another home game Friday night against Harrisburg, a highly touted ranked team coming in for the state of Pennsylvania. I know Harrisburg had mentioned in the paper that, we were a little out of sorts. We didn't have our best game from quarter 1 to 4. Offensively, we made some mistakes, some penalties, and so on and so forth. And, almost making it seem like it was them. And sometimes you can be out of sorts. But sometimes I feel you got to credit the defense for putting you in that position. And I would think